Yes, Pascal, what we saying, bro? What's good, brother? What we saying, Wiz? Decent London session. Everything happened late, though. I mean, that's really what we had for this London session. I know Lou was looking at an EU short. I was more looking at EG because of that Friday 50 didn't really give us an entry, to be brutally honest. Just didn't give us an entry. We got the trade through, but then nothing to actually get to the downside. EU's where we actually had a move to the downside. Bullish dollar is what we've really been looking for after we've had that big push. That's exactly what we've got. After that big push to the downside. Again, mainly what... Perfect movement, really, considering main moves are to the buy side. Considering those things, those shorts were absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. But yeah, I had more of my eyes on EG, and EG was lovely, just didn't fucking quite have that entry. Yeah, it's unlucky. It is unlucky. We TP'd on the EU now, haven't we? Yeah, lovely, perfect. Again, the reason why the EU shorts are nicer than GU at the moment, because obviously we was looking at the weaker pound than euro, which makes sense in terms of the economy, but really right now EU is really bearish because of the tariff situation. So tariff really is making it hard. Fuck that up, didn't I? The tariff situation for EU is making it really hard in order for them to actually really... for the euro to be bullish, but again, I think the rebalance of that euro is key, and we did sort of signal this euro rebalance after we did have that really bullish last fucking I don't know month. In terms of New York, Jesse, really continuations, man. I'm still bullish dollar. I'm still bullish dollar. So really continuations. Can we see EU or GU come back up though, for a bit more of a continuation? I definitely think we can. I feel like GU definitely has a chance to come up to that Friday 50 in order for a sell-off there. EU, I would say definitely again are the most favoured shorts just because the euro is just way more weaker. Can we see a rebalance? Maybe. And then see sort of late New York give a better order for the downside. I may look for continuations in New York though. Similar to what you sort of already have been having to our days. New York's normally been finishing off quite bearish, especially against the dollar. We've had quite a bullish New York session. We still got PPI today for the dollar, bearing in mind. We still got... I think it's just PPI we've got, to be brutally honest. What we saying, Shane? What we saying, Chris? What we saying, lads? Afternoon, man. Not bad London session at all. I'll be honest, everything happened a bit late though, in order for the best positions to come in for me. But still, it was really nice. It was literally what we did get. Like, it was like 10 o'clock. We was really looking at entries. But I mean, that's what we've been seeing this whole week. We've seen London session not really do much, or even what it might do. A bit like EG this week. We've had a few fake moves during London, especially to the start of the week. Monday, Tuesday was just a painful hour, and then was some really good shorts. Continuation for those EG shorts are perfect. Again, for me, euro is still the weakest currency out of our three. At the moment, dollar's the strongest. Then I'll say pounds the next one, and then euro's the weakest out of the three. So really, in terms of EU shorts, they're the best positions. Still, EG shorts are nice, but mainly looking at those EU shorts, they're mainly the nicest to really be jumping in on. Can we get in a continuation for EG? I definitely think we can see a rebalance, a bit like EU. But I feel like EU's next objective is going to be that Friday low move. So if you're still in trades for EU, if you're looking at a Friday low TP, I'd say that's a very good TP right now. I feel like we could definitely continue having that move. Maybe see the dollar come up to that Friday high. But EG, I could definitely see us have a rebalance. Just want to see us actually make the low of this new range. And then we can sort of dictate where price is going to come into before then. Because I'm still bearish. I'm not really... We've had inflation come out today for the pound, which is positive for the pound. Obviously, higher inflation is good for the currency. Not necessarily good for the economy in the long run. They do want to, because realistically, when you've got higher interest rates as well, so when you've got high inflation, you can't bring interest rates down if interest rates needs to be eased. Because our growth needs to be eased. We're not really growing at the moment. And the best way to grow is lower interest rates and allow companies to actually grow, allow GDP to grow. But we're unable to do that. Why? Because inflation's too high. We've got, what was our year on year? 3.4? Just a silly digit. Like, we've got the highest inflation out of America and Europe at the moment. How did it come out this morning? Tuesday, Wednesday, CPI year on year come out 3.6, previous 3.4, forecasted to stay at 3.4. So it is quite bullish short term. Does boost the currency. Does boost the currency. But again, long term currency wise, long term economic wise, it's not the best. But again, we've still got a certainty around tariffs for the US, because that's what the problem is with the euro, is the uncertainty around the tariff situation. So. Again, main orders, I'm looking at EG for the continuation down. I feel like EU's next move is just to this Friday low. That's the next manoeuvre. Let's get the trade actually on chart. Could we see the rebalance starting to come in here? Definitely. Magnum. There's a lot of chats in the Discord I was hearing, bro. Holy shit. A couple man flaking in the free chat, man. Boys, why are we flaking when we're in trades? Why are we scared of losing as well? I'll be real, boys, man. You just... Even if you do lose, man, what is the fucking worst that can happen, man? There's literally nothing bad you can take from a loss. Really. There's actually nothing negative you can take from a loss, I swear down. Yeah, man, I don't know, a lot of sessions been pretty weak recently. I reckon for Thursday, Friday, we'll just be bearish as fuck. I agree. What currency are we looking at? AUGU? Yeah. I'm just similar. I'm still looking at bullish dollar really. I think we're going to see EUGU just be bearish for the rest of the week. We really need to see a deal come out for EU. But yeah, this whole tariff situation is just making the markets uncertain and pushing all the most investment towards the dollar. People be full pulling. Who the fuck is full pulling, man? Who the fuck is full pulling? But yeah, we'll see if EG starts getting this nice move up. I can see it occurring soon. I definitely want to see a little bit more of a rebalance before the end of London. Not end of London, but start of New York. But yeah, EU next target should really be these lows again. I'm assuming we're happy with the internal we've taken, so external is the next point of the schematic to take. Are we happy with this imbalance? It looks like a pretty low fill. Well, we've noticed we've had loads of imbalances just not come and get filled, really. I mean, that one didn't get filled. But a lot of imbalance levels just haven't been getting filled. I really want to see this come higher because I don't like us having priced that inefficient. GU isn't actually that bearish. It's not taking the low. Isn't really coming to that Friday low. Could definitely still continue. My main position I was looking for this morning was the shorts for GU. because it was so close to the Friday 50, and for it to come there was perfect for me to short. Really. Yeah, but we just didn't quite have that move up, and that's sort of what I mean by London's not really been having the biggest of moves recently. Not really. Nice bounce back in the EU today. Some poor decision making yesterday. It happens though, man. Sometimes, boys, it just gets the better of you, man. Sometimes when you make one mistake, it is almost like a snowball, right? So that's why making one mistake is not good, because you can definitely end up finishing the day with like 2, 3. Don't know, yeah, like 2, 3 losses if you do something really stupid. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's just important not to fucking jump to. I mean, what even was the problem yesterday? What was it again? Remind me. Which way we 4-point news today? Shit! Jeez! Buyers, Dean, trust me. What are you boys looking at? What? Buyers in terms of what? Buyers against the dollar, buyers with the dollar. Short EU, long EU. I mean, PPI is looking to come out, what, higher, right? Surely? Yeah, it's forecast to come out a little higher. Higher PPI will be more bullish for a currency. Doesn't mean it's amazing for the economy, but it's definitely better for the dollar long term. We'll see what EU does. Looks like it's trying to flick itself back up. Yeah, I'm thinking bullish too. Bullish what? Bullish dollar. Is this what we say? I mean, a lot of people say EU longs 4-point news. What's your reason for the long on EU? What do you look at, Dame, for these news trades? I got stopped out in the second sweep of Asia High yesterday. Got in too early when I looked back. Yeah. Was that on EG? What was that on, T? Was that EG? Because I think it was EG yesterday. It wasn't EG yesterday. It was EG Monday, I think. But PPI isn't looking bearish for the dollar. Yeah, EU. Yeah. I feel like at the moment, right? I feel like this whole year, actually. It's been less 7 to 8 AM entries than what we've been having 8 onwards. I feel like at the moment the London Open is very, very crucial for the European session, really. I feel like we've been seeing all orders this year after 8 AM. DT obviously a different story, but in terms of ALG, a lot of them have been sort of after 8. As soon as after we've had that London London Bank Open, we started to have a lot more decent volume, right? Price action that's going to push us in a direction. I feel like that's something to take note of, especially for this year. We'll keep that in your head for this year. That is what I would say. We've been having most orders with like just after 8. The same on like the pre-Londons. We've not been seeing much happening before 7 and after 7 to 8. Really, we've not been seeing much. Not been seeing much. It's just these tariffs though, right? The market is sort of waiting for New York session to come, because any announcements regarding tariffs isn't going to be announced during London session, right? Because New York traders not even New York traders, the New York is fast asleep when we're on the charts. If you're on the charts at 8, they're fast asleep at 3. Do you know what I mean? So, in terms of that, I feel like the market is waiting for those tariff stories to come out, tariff deals, whatever, and then we're seeing traders trade that narrative or not trading at all because of the uncertainty. So It's low volume markets. If you're someone that's not getting that many orders at the moment, man, I would not stress one bit. Little bit of RC markets. We've been able to get our orders in between though, which is lovely. I'm not gonna lie. 10 mins, 7 pips. Come on, GU. Let's go. Well, I've jumped out GU. What are you in? Are you in a? I'm assuming you're in a long. Oh no, short. You in a short? Could come down to the Asia low. Really could come down to the Friday low. I mean, that is the external that we really want to take. Like, you could hold that to either these lows or from here. Any of those TPs, really, bro. Any of those three. I think it'll be sweet. In terms of RR, what's your? Did you not have a TP, Nick? Bearing in mind for EG, we still got CRT to the downside as well. Oh, it was so annoying, man. Do you know how annoying it is waiting all morning for this to happen? For this to happen, for the entry to no 5 minute, and also after 10 o'clock. You end up coming to the Friday 50 at 9:30. It's unlucky. I feel like this week's uncertainty is crazy in the markets though. If there's no trade during London, I feel like it's quite hard to get in on New York unless we've got a real market bias. I do want to see this core PPI come out. It's coming out in about 8.5 minutes, 8 minutes 20 something. So we'll wait for that to come out and we'll see where price really looks to move then. No risk, no reward. It's true. If there is no risk, there is no reward. That is true. Doesn't mean you should 100% risk though, Dean, okay? Calm down a bit. Last time it didn't go too well, did it? PPI soon, you'll be off before then, won't you? No, it's at 1:30, bro. It's in 8 minutes. I'll be jumping off at like 2:30. I'm still on here for like another hour and 10, boys. Or I'll probably even jump off at like 3. But I'm really looking for. I mean, boys, I trade London session, but really what I mainly look for in New York, because I still am I wouldn't say I'm mainly on the charts, but I am mainly listening in. I need to know the bias of tomorrow, really. Are we still at the same point as today? And I can happily tell you, like today, we're in the exact same sort of phase. We're still looking at the bearish EU, bearish GU, still looking at that, nothing's changed. So continuations for it needed. Same with EG. Really looking at shorts for EG. GU never taps me in. What I'd say, D4, right, is always add spreads onto your trades, or add like 0.2. And what I mean by that is put your entry closer to your. Do you do buy limits or sell limits? I'm assuming then, right? If you do buy limits or sell limits, you really want to sort of add in a few pips. It massively depends on your brokerage, right? It depends how much spread you've got on your account. But I would advise to make sure you get entered, just put your entry closer to your TP like this, right? Say if I've got this EG trade. As you say, let's go on this EU one. Right, I've got this trade here, right? So this would be my trade. Let's just go in replay mode, just so like you can sort of see what I mean. What I would do is I'll pop this like 0.2. It depends on your spreads, right? It could be like 0.2 pips, right? So I'd say get your entry and just put it closer to your TP. So obviously in terms of we're selling, right? So we need our entry to be lower. Add a few pips, and then boom, I'll place it like there, bro. Again, it depends on your brokerage, right? But if you're not getting tapped in, It's normally because you need to actually price in spreads into your trades. My limit is on fair value gap, but it never taps the fair value gap. Maybe, are you asking, what type of fair value gap do you aim for? Like, are you wanting price to come to the most optimal? The most optimal? Because really that's fine, but sometimes you need to be, like, sort of be aware that it's not always going to be tapped in. But if you never get tapped in, then there's a little bit of a problem. You might just be looking at the wrong trading range, bro. You might just be, Asia low is my TP. Keep it there, bro. I'd say keep it there, Nick. We've got about just over 4.5 minutes now, boys, until we got this PPI come out. But yeah. But you might be looking at the wrong trading range, D4. You might be. Have you noticed that occurs actually quite a lot, quite often? Right, go on GU, recent 5-minute chart. There's actually not much of a... Well, like for example here, are you waiting for price to come up here? Like for an example. If so, then I'm going to tell you one of the most unbelievable laws that will completely change your perspective in terms of ranges. And it will help you identify if you're in the expansion phase or if you're in that retracement phase. Because there's times where fair value gaps are going to continue to be formed, and there's going to be ones that are going to be looking to get traded into. But there's different phases, right? Is this a good example, D4? As soon as the fair value formed, I'll put my limit level. Okay, cool. So your main problem is, right, is the phase we're in right now in this chart scenario is, and again, we're not looking at the time, just the 5-minute, and it's always the same, right? For me, I'll say this again, I'll say this all the fucking time, I'm going to continue to say it because I feel like there's a few more people that join every day. I do something called time frame alignment, right? Time frame alignment, very key. So if I'm looking at 4-hour liquidity, then I'll be using the 5-minute. Daily, 15. Weekly, 1 hour. Monthly, 4 hour. Okay. So if you've got a lower time frame, always try and partner it up with a higher one. Because it's always good to have that bigger perspective. If we go on the 4 hour, right? What we see here is a really bearish market for one. So your sells are very valid, right? Very, very valid. But if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we notice that the phase we are currently in, so that's the high, the current trading range is the low. We've filled the fair value gap, right? So the fair value gap's been completed. Our next phase should be breaking the low and continuing down. So price might not want to come back up to your entry because we're not in that phase of coming back in. We're in the phase of expansion, okay? Exact same that's occurred here, right? We've had our high of the trading range. We've had the low. We've filled internal here, okay? We filled all internal. I think this is like a 1 hour, but even still in the 4 hours pretty much filled. And then we have the expansion phase. And look how bearish this candle is. And why is that? It's because we're in the expansion phase where price needs to come and take external, not internal. When we take internal, this is when we want to find entries for a fair value gap. When price is in the external phase, it wants to come and grab some lows. So if you're trying to get in when we're sort of already trying to move, right? So it's going to be really hard for you to get your trade in. Really hard for you to get your trade in. But it's that simple rule of internal, external, internal, external. And then we move on to internal, external. Then we move on. Internal, external. And if we look at GU and EU, that's really what's been going on recently. That really nice flow of the markets. Yes, it's not the best on the lower, but in terms of the higher, it's not too bad. I mean, these trading ranges are the best. These last 2 days are definitely the best. But do you see what I see? Do you see what I'm saying? So now we really should be coming down. You know? Right, let's go back on EU though. It obviously can come back up. But you got to bear in mind, we're in the expansion phase. Oh, yes, we've had PPR come out. Oh, we come back in there now. Woo! We come back in there now. I mean, I would say, bro, don't trade news, though. Don't trade news. Don't do that. Come out quite low for the dollar. So in terms of long term, that's not bad for the dollar. Really not bad. Really not bad. Ooh, GJ coming to that Friday 50. I tell you what, if that come there, that would have been absolutely perfect. EJ's probably come to it, but again, I really want... When it comes to trading either or, GJ buys a lot more nicer. Again, that pound is stronger than the euro, so I would favour GJ buys over EJ buys. Boom, boom. Who's full point? To be fair, I love this free chat. This free chat can be absolutely brilliant. A nick of time. Want to see that EG continue that rebalance. I jumped out. Yeah, I mean, again, don't be in those news trades. There's no point. Especially if you're in pros as well. You don't want to ruin. Again, if you see that trade come higher than your stop loss, I'm not going to lie, you are... It's peak. Right, I want to get some of that. Yeah! Again, I really want to see the rebalance to like the 50% minimum. Coming into this small little fair value here will be for new. Am I not logged in? There we go. I'm not a big fan of this fucking keyboard. Looks like we could be coming back down now. Did we come in? Oh, we didn't quite take that Friday high. I mean, we mainly saw, obviously, inflation rise from the US yesterday purely because of the... Well, mainly because of the tariff scenario at the moment. America has... I say America. The US dollar really has to have that rebalance. Same as the euro. We do want to see a rebalance of it, which is nice that it's doing it. We saw earnings come out quite good for Q2. And again, we had a really weak dollar for Q2. And then what that normally does for stocks and companies over in America is... I've actually got digits here, actually. Overseas earnings estimated back to 0.5 to a 1.5% boost on the Q2 profits. So in Q2, because the dollar was so weak, American companies were earning, mainly the tech firms who deal with overseas were earning a lot of fucking money. So their earnings are up for Q2. We had like a lot of banks as well. I think we had bank earnings come out yesterday. I think we had JP Morgan come out high. I mean, JP Morgan has been smashing it for time now. I think we've got a few other banks as well doing quite well. Another reason why I'm still sort of bullish dollar, because again, bank earnings come out well, big companies come out well. I think did we have Wells Fargo come out as well quite well? I can't actually remember what we had to come out yesterday. Any trade idea? Really for New York, just continuations. We sort of waiting for that news to come out. I'd say really shorts are still looking nice. You do want to see that news really calm down, so we'll get to about 1:45 before we can really see more entries. Have we got anything on the Richest website coming out? We definitely could do. GU comes to Friday 50, shorts would be bare nice. Especially because all that liquidity we got to the downside. I'll be honest, it does look really nice. In terms of other newses, let's filter all this shiz out. Still got industrial production in about 36, manufacturing that's quite low, but industrial production is quite high. No more medium impacts. About 35 minutes for that. 35 minutes? That's a weird time that's coming out. Yes, Bigfoot. What we saying, brother? Two news events caught this week. Life's good. Come on, Denius. Let's go, Dean. I don't think GJ's going to come to that Friday 50. See if we get those trade throughs. Didn't come to the Friday high, so I feel like that does leave us that liquidity for the dollar. I feel like the dollar could definitely still move up. Five's got fuck all, of course it does. People happy in a disky. Bro missed everything. But Sam's always late for the party, man. He always just comes in the chat and says, "Was anyone looking at these?" Like we've already had like a signal for it or some shit. Oh, boys, if you're not in this Discord, man, you've got to get in this fucking Discord. You have to, man. Is any other pairs people are looking at, man? Because I'm not gonna lie, these pairs are really just rebalancing. Start of New York, we've just been seeing main rebalances. We've got the 5-minute close, but no 5-minute given to us. Definitely could get another move to that prior day. Oh, DT had a nice move. We'll check this 5-minute off this DT actually. It's quite an important fair value, really. What the fuck is that noise? Views on gold for external, internal. Let's have a look at gold. That's a good idea, actually. Something that has been moving today. Again, this is what for me has been sort of annoying. We've not moved to the premium side of price. We've not come I say nowhere near. We've not come to the premium on gold. We've not come to the premium on a dollar. Not come to the premium on GU. We come to the premium on EG, but no trade, and was too late. They haven't come to the premium on EU, or discount, sorry, for EU. No, yeah, premium. GJ hasn't come to the discount. And then we've got EJ that has, but no trade. Very awkward day, from like in my opinion, man. Really awkward. Really awkward. But in terms of gold, let's have a little look at gold. Again, just continuations to the downside. Like what we've been saying, we've got a range high, range low. We want to get touch it. We're going to get a decent price move to the Friday 50, really. It would be nice to see Dito continue up and then we have the move down. Because I don't really want to see a move down now. I want to see that Friday 50 get touched. Still got a few 4-hour imbalances. I don't really give a fuck about those though. More that Friday 50. We came into this order block though, so I guess we'll just monitor price and see where we go from here. Let's go from the 15-minute. Yeah, we did get a trade for actually. But for me, it's just that it's not 100% optimal, you know. It's not been 100% optimal. I see Daily took external. I see Daily took external. Oh yes, Ryan, what we saying, bro? Sorry, I did not see that fucking message. I see Daily took external and has come into internal. But what's the plan now? Wait for new highs to be taken. In terms of gold, no, we're more looking for lows to be the low to be come into now, really. Looking from the 1 hour perspective and the move we had from yesterday's New York, it looks like we're trying to continue down, right? Big distro, nice law of effort back up, continue, law of effort back up, do you know? So that's where sort of we're at, because we broke this low and continued down. We came into this lovely imbalance here, and then we had that lovely move to the downside where we're doing the same thing, do want to see it come higher, but it may or may not. But again, I think that's just where the markets are at this morning. They're not perfectly. They're not perfectly. I mean, again, we're asking for perfection, right? Bro, where did I get this water from, man? Where the fuck did I get that from? Is that fucking like... Did I get that from my dog's bowl or some shit? That's actually revolting. Fucking hell. Fuck all that. That would coincide... Oh, don't be saying them words, man. I don't know what the... I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to pronounce that one. With a strong dollar if it decides to continue. It really should. In terms of the dollar right now, it should. It only makes sense too. I'll be honest, up until the point where we start seeing tariffs be sort of come through, right? Up until then, I don't think we're still going to see uncertainty and money get pushed to the dollar. Yes, Chaz, what we saying, brother? What we saying, Chaz?
And we're back with more episodes of our show, The Deal. The theme of this season, On the Road. We're bringing you more behind-the-scenes conversations with the biggest names.
Yeah, it's safe to trade after news, bro.
Like Melanie Hobson.
I started to study women's sports like an 11-year-old.
It's safe to trade news, definitely.
And I got
After news, sorry.
Susie Wolf.
when you're competing, you're not thinking about fear or any worries of what could happen.
Josh Harris. Can do a good deal with a better person. Jay Back. At the end of the day, there's never been a better time to use your network. And more. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I reckon EUGU we are going to see a Friday low sweep today, but it's if we see price come to the Friday 50 first, which I'll be honest, that's what he did yesterday. I know we've had a bit of a different London session, but that's what we did yesterday. The New York come into the Friday 50 at around like 1 o'clock. We've had a piss about with the dollar because of news, so I reckon give it another half an hour. I reckon we'll probably have a move to that Friday, and then we can see the external get to. I mean, most optimal is to the Friday 50, right? Most optimal is to the Friday 50 and down. Do have to wait for that though. Nice little AUW this morning. I think I'm on the cusp of becoming semi-consistently profitable. Lovely stuff, man. Well, I'll be honest, most people in our group are, innit? Like, most people have got to that stage now where they're... And again, it's not even a... I'll say this again. Being profitable isn't really a month-to-month thing. And I've really only started realising that the last couple of years, really, man. In terms of profitability... It's not from a monthly basis, it's from a quarterly basis. And you boys might be surprised of how like your quarterly profits actually pan out and how you actually do. A lot of people probably think they're not profitable, but they are. But nice, it's a good feeling, right? It's a good feeling. Now you've got to continue, really. Get that first account, get your first payout, buy more accounts with the payout, continue with the same account getting payouts, pass those other challenges, now you've got more funding. And move up from there, brother. Just move up from there. Slow and steady as well. Because realistically, adding like 200k to your fund of the year is so doable. It is very doable. I've been training for nearly 5 years, and the last 6 months being in your Discord, my consistency has been on point in terms of results. Come on, bro. Come on. You're probably placing a load less trades. You're probably thinking about your trades more. You've probably got an actual strategy around placing that trade. You actually probably look at fundamentals a little bit more, or at least take it into account. Your psychology's probably got stronger because you realise you don't have to be fucking trading every single move. You've just got one solitary strategy you can trade and be profitable with. The strategy's on point for any of us living in the UK, and it's so simple to follow. Trust me, that's literally it, man. Simplicity, man. Simplicity. Cross with what makes sense. It makes sense in terms of the markets. It's simple to use. It's just obviously down to you if your psychology is good enough for it. Which really, it's not the hardest thing to get the psychology around, because we look at efficient trades, right? We trade efficient trades. We're only in trades for maximum like 2-3 hours. For me, that's quite efficient. Mace, would you suggest no commission or raw spreads on ACG? I'd say no. I'd say raw spreads, because I want to get entered into my trades. Them ones there when you don't get entered. Yeah, I always go no spreads, raw spreads. Commissions I confirm. Yeah, well, before I was trading Asia sessions because of my job, and now I work remote full time. I switched to your man straight. Yeah, perfect, bro. Bloody perfect, man. Perfect. Again, we're not really seeing much from the New York session, e.g. I feel like we do have to wait for sort of that 2 to 2:30. Same sweep, same entry model, same time, same pairs, consistency. There we go, man. That's it, bruv. Same pairs, same times, same days, same strat, same fundamentals. Keeping everything the same, boys. And the thing is as well, when you keep everything the same, you get to see what is not good in your strategy as well. That's another key thing. Like, you get to see through data, if you do journal, then you're going to see what is sort of wrong, because everything is the same. And you'll notice, like, there might be a few variables that don't work well for you. And again, we've probably got something that you can tweak it with. Due to sweep Friday load and buy up to the Friday 50. That's what we could have. We definitely could have that. The thing is, I just want to see, to make price nice and efficient, I want to see it come to the Friday 50 and then commentate the external low so we continue the bearish momentum. If we come and take the Friday low and then have the move up, we sort of break in like this high sort of area. Wait, sort of be a bit like this. And then we break this low. Bear in mind, this is our new high. So if we then come to the Friday 50, we're probably at this point going to be breaking our bearish structure. So now we're going to continue bearish. Bullish. Do you know what I mean? So that's why, to be brutally honest, for me, I'd rather keep our liquidity here, commentate the Friday 50, and then commentate these lows, and then we can continue the bearish maneuvers, which is really what I'm looking at. Still that bullish dollar. It's not been super bullish today, but it's probably gonna. We're gonna see which direction it goes in very shortly. I just had this conversation too. Get payout, add 50k accounts. If you don't have. If don't have to beat all 100k, 200k's early on, boys, trade them separately, not in a trade copy, straight away secure a payout. That's it, man. Boys, bro, I've still got like 50k's and shit. Like, I trade 50k accounts. I buy 50k accounts. I don't just buy 100k's and 200k's. Trade the other. Do not put them on a trade copy. Straight away, putting your eggs all in one basket. You will make more mistakes. It's inevitable. Yeah, trust. Especially in using a new. Sort of software like a trade copier as well. There definitely could be mistakes made, man. I made a few mistakes first time I was using it. It's not not straightforward at all. The things I like about what the times we trade as well is we get, I think, the perfect amount of time on charts. sort of about 6, half 6 to about 8, and we only trade from 7 till 10. Anything before is mainly preparation. So I think it really works well in terms of like a decent life as well. You wake up early and you'll finish work very early. Like I think it just works best. Plus we've got a strategy that works so good in that time. With that other news, I think that's coming out about 2 though. My back is fucking killing me. Yeah, I agree, WBS. GU shorts could be nice tomorrow if price slowly climbs higher today. Fully agree. I think we are going to see a movement during New York, though. We're going to see dollar move because we did have that PPI come out. What is this even on my arm, bro? I don't know what this is. Is that a bite? Who else has been getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, man? Fucking well annoying. How about you fuck up? Earnings coming out booming, boys. That is again making the dollar bullish, so that's why another reason, especially. I mean, we got this news yesterday, so it's sort of another reason why I wanted to see the dollar come down. Sorry, come up, just continue up. Earnings have come out very well for big banks, some big companies, and again, that is because of the weak dollar. The first 6 months of this year. So we could even just commentate this Friday low because we are super bullish on the pound against any. The dollar against everything. Abu Dhabi.
Volatility emanating from the United States perhaps undermine the bull case for Mexico? Is that a scenario you plotted out?
Structurally speaking, we do still have a very positive view in Mexico. On the macro side, it is a very attractive investment geography for the U.S. Mexico is hugely competitive in terms of costs. The wages in Mexico are much more competitive than the wages in China. So why would the U.S. companies not take advantage of that?
This structural cost advantage is going to lead Mexico to continue to contribute to the growth of the U.S. as well. The value chains, the supply chains are so integrated that Mexico has to play a continuing role in the further development of the U.S. And the U.S. is growing very healthily and very nicely to the benefit of Mexico. This way or that way, it's the benefit.
Mexico for VBA is a source of resiliency of earnings, and it generates complements the diversification that we have from the footprint. But there's another topic that is very important. Sometimes we don't focus a lot about, and why we're so convinced that Mexico is going to continue to do well, which is the leverage in the country. Because the leverage in the country is only 33%. And when you see Mexico grow and really grow in Mexico, structurally speaking, the leverage is so low that just a little bit of growth.
Mexico is such an unreal country. That is such a nice city. That's actually a joke. What fucking city is that? What even is the main city, mate? What's their capital? Oh. Really? Is that really what their fucking capital is called? Mexico City, well. They really thought about that one, didn't they? Yeah, look, EU's now coming to that Friday low. Probably will see GU do similar. Obviously, GU's a bit more stronger, so it pretty much struggle. He's really fighting against that dollar. But EU, yeah. And again, it's difficult because we're not coming up high enough for us to be in the premium. That's the only thing about EU, man. And GU, Mexico City, bro. It's a weird ass name for a capital, man. That's like our capital being England City. It's fucking weird. Bloomberg loves earnings.
Wait, it's like opening presents in Bloomberg.
This will be exciting.
Nobody covers earnings like Bloomberg.
Cool PPI boosts equity futures 30 minutes ago until the official started trading. I'm Katie Granto.
And I'm Sonali Bassick. Matt Miller is off today, and Bloomberg Open Interest starts right now.
No, Matt Miller's not there, so it's just these two beanies. You better fucking give us some good info.
Goldman makes history as Wall Street reaps the benefits from volatile trading. Meanwhile, J&J shrugging off President Trump's pharma tariff threat and boosting its outlook. And you also have NVIDIA CEO turning on the charm in Beijing as the chipmaker opens up orders to China. All of that and more. But Sonali, let's get to the big bangs. So much going on.
The big banks, they're looking pretty good. Goldman up about 0.6% pre-market. They're a stock trading business. This is equities trading plus equities financing. It's the most in Wall Street history. Morgan Stanley and Bank of America also topped estimates as traders are capitalizing on volatility. Morgan Stanley shares still down about 1.8%. Bank of America still getting a lift, keeping net interest income stable. And we're seeing the stock up gain about 3 points.
Excited to dig into those results.
What the
Also
fuck?
digging into results of Johnson & Johnson beating sales expectations last quarter and also raising its full year outlook. Interesting timing here because you have President Trump's looming tariffs over the pharma industry. You take a look at shares of J&J right now up about 1.7% in the early trade, Sonali.
And we begin with bank earnings because a historic call over from Goldman. Bloomberg's chief Wall Street correspondent, Sridhar Natarajan, is going to join us to talk about how Goldman achieved this. Because on one hand, yes, equity trading coming in where it was $1 billion more for the whole unit than what JP Morgan bought in. How much are they leaning on financing? I think it matters because there are a lot of questions about sustainability around trading.
That's
and how much
awful,
money
man.
These big hedge funds really need to do their job on a day-to-day basis via leverage.
Look, I'll hit the sustainability point first because that is something that is extremely important to investors. They pray at the temple of repeatability. So every time Goldman Sachs has good numbers, especially in its trading businesses or its old school asset management business, the merchant bank business.
Well, that's nuts, bro. That's actually nuts.
That is great, but can you repeat it? I think Goldman Sachs today will tell you, especially within its
You don't have to fucking do that.
within its trading business, is that yes, it is repeatable. They have been repeating this for successive quarters now, and even when some of the market craziness is extracted out of it, the level
Yeah, net, mate.
will settle down eventually, will still be higher and much more respectable than what analysts have feared. And when you post a $4.3 billion equities quarter, that is incredible because it wasn't long ago, Sonali, when you used to obsess over these numbers at Morgan Stanley and Goldman, the $2 billion quarter was considered good. That fell by the wayside, and when we had the $3 billion quarter, now Goldman's gone 2 straight quarters at above $4 billion, and that is a very important benchmark.
Well, sure, you touched on a big question out there, whether or not we can see these numbers repeated. You say we can. It's interesting to take a look at the Morgan Stanley results, too. You think about in June, we heard from CEO Ted Pick describing the quarter as basically a tale of two.
They fucking alright, mate.
Paused, and now it's picked up, but
Wait, were they the reason that plane went down?
consensus is that it's sustainable, these big, big beats that we're seeing traded.
Let's acknowledge the fact that the first 6 months of the year, there has been a lot of headline risk-associated activity.
Oh.
It's prompted a lot of trading. That is something where
The plane crashes off. That's fucking so mad.
So if you take some of that madness out of the markets, where do we settle down? There's a $4.3 billion.
Are we gonna come to the Friday 50 or not?
Would that be acceptable?
We are struggling in New York, aren't we?
Very same bank analysts, perhaps 2 years back, and ask them,
Definitely are mainly bullish though on the dollar.
were to
Therefore.
consistently post $3 billion plus equities quarters, would that give you confidence? Would investors look at it and give it a higher valuation? And the answer undoubtedly would have been yes.
I just want to cite some things coming on in the call as well because Ted Pick at Morgan Stanley is talking about the opportunity with a high bar for inorganic growth opportunities as well. We should cite that the stock decline that we're seeing, they were trading at almost JP Morgan type price to book multiples. Really quickly here on Bank of America as well, they did not raise their net interest income guidance when JP Morgan did. What does that say about the prospect of the Main Street businesses? We know Wall Street is doing well.
Look, I think the mainstream businesses have been resilient, and that's what you've heard from banks like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and that's not the real problem that they're contending with, but they do have certain
something that's gone away. It still soaks up a lot of their balance sheet, and that has made it harder for them to meet their NII targets. They have to divert resources from elsewhere to get to those NII targets. What it has meant is it's become harder every
This Mark is actually taking a piss,
the
bro.
targets, beat them and raise expectations, while also weighing down the other businesses where Wall Street focused businesses, because if you look at Bank of America numbers, they've really fallen behind Goldman Sachs
Awful.
appreciable manner. Even though quarter on quarter they're doing well relative to themselves, relative to the competition, it's not great.
All right, Sri, really appreciate the breakdown here. A lot to keep pulse of, but that's exactly what you're doing. That is Sri Natarajan, our chief Wall Street correspondent for Bloomberg News. Those are the big banks. Let's get to big pharma.
Those are the big banks.
This morning after President Trump says he's likely to impose tariffs on pharmaceuticals soon, with semiconductors also in the firing line.
Pharmaceuticals will be tariffed probably at the end of the month, and we're going to start off with a low tariff and give the pharmaceutical companies a year or so to build, and then we're going to make it a very high tariff.
So that was the president speaking yesterday, and this morning, J&J actually raised its full-year outlook despite concerns around tariffs. Let's make sense of it all with Bloomberg Health reporter Damien Garday. And Damien, J&J, to see them boost their outlook, they're a pretty conservative company when it comes to the guide. So square the circle here. You have J&J boosting its outlook, and you also have pharma tariffs potentially coming at the end of this month.
Yeah, it's interesting. Not only are
I'll be honest, boys. I don't think we're really going to see any other entries. We've actually not really moved this whole fucking time. We've actually not moved this whole time. We've been on a stream, really.
The best way to look at it is, having spoken to J&J, they look at what the president says and what is enacted is often there's often a chasm between those things. So the tax bill that was passed recently, the tax cuts from 2017, these are the kind of permanent things that J&J is building its business on and making investment decisions based upon. The looming specter of tariffs, at least they've said, is less front of mind for them. And that being said, they, like many companies in pharmaceuticals, announced sweeping plans to invest in the United States that was, I think, pretty transparently a sop to the White House to say, look, don't tariff us. We are investing in the United States. We want to make medicines into the U.S. for American patients, but massive biopharmaceutical manufacturing facilities are not the kind of thing that you can just put up overnight, so you will need to give us time. So this latest...
There's a lot of companies that are sort of in that state. Countries.
The month at a low level with these kind of undefined terms, that does escalate, I think, some of the anxiety among analysts and investors, but J&J itself seems to be as confident as ever, looking forward and saying basically we can make and exceed the numbers that we've set out based on the policy environment as we understand it.
Well, Damien, let's talk about the broader industry. Okay, you have J&J positioning confidently, but when it comes to that ramp up, is 12 to 18 months long enough to actually build these facilities in a meaningful way and ship back production to the U.S.?
I would say in order to stand up a new factory that would make complicated injectable medicines, that's a 3 to 5 year process. But what we know companies have been doing is basically onshoring the product that they will need for the United States. Merck has said that Keytruda, their blockbuster cancer medicine, wants to be made overseas in Ireland. They've brought a ton of it over to the United States such that they can supply American patients through next year. We know Pfizer has done similar things, and J&J as well. So these companies have had
They're really not going to see any movement until 2:30, I can only assume. EJ's still continuing down. GJ looks like it does want to come to the Friday 50. I feel like GJ buys could be really nice because we are quite close to that Friday 50.
in the face of this constant threat of tariffing.
What have we got? We've still got 20 minutes of a painful market.
Hour, we're going to speak with Johnson & Johnson's Chief Financial Officer, Joe Wolf. Let's turn to tech. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang says the U.S. will soon approve exports of its H20 chip to China, which is reversing a multi-billion-dollar write-off due to previous chip curves.
The things that we wrote off might be harder to recover, but most of the things that we put on reserve will not be scrapped permanently. Was not scrapped permanently. So we'll compare what customers would like to buy now versus the inventory that we have, and then we can figure that out. It's probably not 100%.
This Jensen Huang's actually nuts, man. $4 billion
Competitor for
No, $4 trillion
We talked just
market cap.
about the billions at stake, the 4 to 5 billion in a quarter, and the 8 billion or so projected. But how much uncertainty is there still?
John nuts day is $4 trillion market cap. You know the UK is worth about $30 trillion, something like that. I think the UK's like market cap's like 30 big trillion, and Nvidia's just hit 4 trillion market cap, which is fucking insane.
Governing advanced technology. But we did get a signal, at least from NVIDIA, that was quite favorable. The company says it expects to receive licenses allowing resumption of sales of its H20 AI chip in China very soon from the government. Now, the question is, does this
Come on, GJ, calm down.
relenting by the government, does this relaxation of curbs on the H20 apply to the existing inventory that NVIDIA had compiled of the H20, or does it go beyond that? And how many orders more are backed up beyond this? Jensen Huang says he has plenty of orders already on the books that predate the ban, but what is coming next down the pipeline? So we want to see also how quickly these licenses are actually approved, whether it will be a rubber stamp process, and how far it will go. Will the U.S. government at some point put a cap on it too? Because the U.S. government has tried to restrain China's growth in artificial intelligence, and NVIDIA's chips, as we all know, are really the key to that globally. So we'll be watching this very closely from the government end here.
Absolutely. So NVIDIA, AMD, they're one story. They broadly fit together when you talk about these licenses. But I want to talk about
A lot of people getting funded at the moment, man. Payouts funded. Love to fucking see it.
or so.
Love to see it.
They reported really hedging their growth outlook next year because of the tariffs, because of the trade war. So it's not a story that you can apply just blanket over the entire chip sector.
Well, that's right, Katie, because when you look at ASML, it really is a very different story. They are still grappling with this cloud of uncertainty, and it's still much more about tariffs. They are still awaiting Donald Trump's decision. We heard him speaking just now, yesterday, addressing this question of not only drug tariffs.
Can we fucking move, please, man? Jesus. Let's move like a few pips. That would do. Just a few pips would do. But it's nearly on 2K, man. Nearly. Fucking nearly. Sub up, boys, if you're not already.
All right, Michael Shepard, always great to speak with you. That is Bloomberg's Michael Shepard joining us from D.C. for the intersection between politics and the tech sector. Coming up, more on Goldman's historic haul. We'll digest bank earnings with Gerard Cassidy of RBC Capital Markets. This is Open Interest.
Oh no, he picked one phase. Boys, let me tell you something, right? Do not get a one phase challenge. We've taken a loan now, lovely. That's us completed now, really, on EU. Is GU near? It's near. Bullish DXY coming through. Yeah, perfect.
U.S. markets close to the overnight session in Asia. We'll walk you through what you need to know to kickstart Europe's trading day. Live from our European headquarters, we bring you the day's top market-moving stories, unmatched expert analysis, and on-the-ground reporting from across the continent. Tune in to Daybreak Europe, only on Bloomberg Television. Context changes everything.
Africa has been silent in telling those global stories. And that's where we have a mind full of stories that we can mine and mine and mine for years to come. And I think investors realize that and they understand that there's real potential. And as I said earlier, independent firms are making a huge comeback. So you're looking at
DTO's there.
your $6 million movies. And this
Because you still really got to continue up for the dollar, for the pound.
financing films between a budget of $2 million to $8 million. So we truly believe that we will get a return on investment. And it's about managing expectations. We're not
return on investment. That's not to say there can't be outliers. The world has seen this happen time and time again.
U.S. jobs numbers are released. Bloomberg has the report under surveillance with
Yeah, EG's just not going to start having that move up. Again, we're mainly just too bearish on the euro, strong with the pound. But yeah, I mean, look, again, same with EG. We've got the high and low. We travelled all the way back up to our internal, and now we're coming for the external, which we've now done. So now we're probably going to continue up, come for the internal, and then etc. etc. Or we'll probably see New York now just continue down for a little bit more. It would make a little bit more sense if we just started to continue down a bit further.
And now to high interest, a look at what's making headlines around the world. Mining giant Rio Tinto says that U.S. tariffs on Canada made aluminum generated gross costs of over $300 million in the first half of the year. And it's another sign of how President Trump's trade agenda is shaking up metal supply chains. And I'm watching private equity stocks. They are rallying free market on news that the Trump administration is finalizing an executive order that would pave the way for 401k retirement plans to invest in private equity.
Oh, right, so yeah.
Sign the directive soon. The details are being discussed. No date is set for an announcement, and many of these stocks have actually been down on the year, so getting relief on the prospect of these retirement plans. And MasterCard is throwing its plastic in the ring to try and woo big spenders. It's announcing a higher share of reward cards called the World Legend category. The new perks include priority access to dining reservations, ticket pre-sales, streamlined airport access, security access. Katie, you might remember JP Morgan just made their card more attractive too. So you're looking at a lot of competition in this card space for the high spender.
Man, I've been speaking to a lot of the members, man. I don't massively speak to free chat members, to be honest. Yeah, that's the same as me, Josh, really. We've taken the low now. It's just when are we going to start having that move up? DTL helped the move down. Felt that's what's going to help GJ, GJ? Well, I can't actually remember what pair it was. Might have been the dollar. Yeah, it was the dollar. The dollar might help. The detail might help the dollar continue up here. And I do want to see it price continue down a bit further, just to make sure we actually break this low a bit more significantly, and then see that trade back into the internal. But yeah, a lot of the members have had a really good month this month. I don't know about the free members, but members have been doing really, really solid this month. Really solid.
How sustainable are these trading revenues? I think it's really interesting. I took a look at the value ups, right? You have to go a little deeper to take a look at those. I realized, but you saw a general
Sam Party Challenge, I love to hear that. Samad, my fucking brother.
Rose at Goldman. Are they willing to take on more risk? And what does this all say about risk appetite in such a volatile environment, Gerard?
Certainly, Goldman has done a great job over the years of controlling risk. They have very strong controls and procedures, and I think by taking on more risk in this environment,
Boys, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually fucking boring. Very, very, very boring. We've just been seeing, I mean, New York today's not really been the same as what we've really been having. Continue those EG shorts are really nice towards that the CRT low here. We just want to see price sort of continue down a bit more, make a low, and then start trading back into the internal. That's really it. Alright boys, because these markets aren't moving, I'm going to jump off because there's no point staring at these charts. Again, keeping up to date with fundamentals is so key at the moment. Make sure you boys listening to Bloomberg, chatting to GPT, getting the most recent heavy headline news coming to sort of affecting the currencies. Because again, we're at this stage right now where these currencies are so awkward. The currency market is difficult, right? There's a lot of pressure on it. A lot of traders are really trying to get towards the best asset to trade, and at the moment it's been flaky. It's been changing each session, so make sure you keep up to date with the fundamentals. If you remember, obviously we'll talk about it tomorrow morning in pre-London stream. But for everyone else, boys, I'll see you man in New York, man. Love you all. Take care.